From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper, and it is day one of the British Cup. This is the Future Stars portion of the event, and pretty much we're gonna have nothing but 2-year-olds today in the big races. So it's gonna be a whole lot of money getting spent today, and we got 10 wide open races as well too. So this is gonna be an epic day over at where the surf meets the turf over at Del Mar. Once again, this is Horsin Around, presented by Stable Doing. I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime capper. And let's go ahead and get into a race one for today. Race one is going to be a good one. We have ourselves Notre Dame in the key horse. And you know, I'm very familiar with Notre Dame. Notre Dame is actually a part of our Good News Only commercial as well too. So Notre Dame comes in here 8-1 morning line, and I didn't switch it right away because it was 6-1 when I was looking at it earlier, but it's still at 6-1 right now. It's at 7-1, and Notre Dame. I like the way that Notre Dame's coming into this race. Notre Dame, you know, had a race that was whatever over there at Notre Dame. I just know that you wanted to get the horse a race because he was in good form at the time, but he did have a good race back at Del Mar on the 7th of August, and he did finish second, but he was only he only lost by 3/4, so 3/4 of a length. So I think that he'll have some confidence today that he's back at this racetrack that he's very comfortable at, and I think that he's going to go ahead and get us some value early today and get us a good win. But right now he's sitting at 7-1 on the morning line. So disregard what I have there for top horses. You know that this is the first race, so things are it's moving around. So pretty much we have a Bob Baffer here as well too. Triple Tap is did break the maiden on debut on March 13th of this year. The horse hasn't been back since, but this is a good spot for the horse. Even though the horse has never ran at Del Mar before, this is a confidence boost because we know if this horse does go, we know that regardless of what the outcome is with this horse, most likely it will be headed to a early stakes race over at Santa Anita, or probably in a stakes race in a few weeks before the end of this meet as well too. So Triple Tap does have the pedigree to really go ahead and best this field. But the thing is, though, that once again, this is a wide open race. And, you know, pretty much when you do have Flavian Pratt, Bob Baffer, pretty much like an ultimate duo to have, it's going to bring out a lot of bettors on this horse, the 4-horse. But that doesn't mean the horse is guaranteed to win at all. And this, once again, as I keep saying, is a wide open race. So we have Sumo, another Bob Baffert, who's 5-1, and now has trickled down to 5-2. John Velasquez is going to be riding this horse, and this horse is getting a lot of attention from bettors as well too, and riders saying that this horse should be the best in the field. But I think that this horse probably needs another race or two, and will be in the money. But I don't think that the horse gets the photo taken. And then we have Heart Full of Stars. Heart Full of Stars is our price horse, who's now up to 30-1, 20-1 morning line as well too. Edwin Alvarez is the trainer for this horse. Tyler Bays is going to be riding, but Heart Full of Stars is a very cool horse. He never really disappoints, and he always comes in there ready to go to war. And so pretty much I have him here to kind of give us some more value there in the trifecta, superfecta, exacta area if that horse is able to come in for this race. So that's our first race of the day. It's going to be a allowance optional claimer, which is going to be 6 furlongs on the dirt. Now, our next race is going to be on the turf, and it's going to be the first stakes race of the day as well, too. But this is a Calbred stakes race. So this is going to be the Quatar Golden Mile, and we're going to have ourselves in this race 10 horses. I'm going to go with the 10 horse, Aquitania Arrival. This horse is going to be trained by Peter Miller. The horse has ran 4 times, and is a did break the maiden on first asking as well too. 5 furlong race over at Churchill Downs, which was on the dirt. This horse did run over at Delmar back in September on the turf, and actually went and was in the stakes race and finished fifth. And so pretty much I think that the horse just needed to get to know the track because it was coming all the way from Kentucky. It's training very well coming into this race. Lost by 5 lengths, finished fifth in a turf race over at Santa Anita back on October 3rd. So I think with the way that Peter Meller sets up his horses for Delmar, this horse is sitting pretty right now and is live, in my opinion. And it's looking good in the morning as well, too. So why not? Let's go ahead and take a chance here on a 15-1 here in the stakes race and see what we can get. Then Ready to Perform. We know that this horse is probably going to wind up being 1-2, 1-5, something of that nature, because nobody really knows where to go to early in the day. But you can trust the favorite, right? And you can trust the reliable jockey in Joel Rosario, who's has established himself on the West and on the East Coast. And then you have Brad Cox, who is literally has been the best trainer, not named Bob Baffert, over the last few years as well too. So I'm talking about best trainer overall. It doesn't mean that I feel that they're the best trainers, but the thing is, though, we all know wins do a lot of talking. So Brad Cox comes in here with the big horse in a sense, and the horse did win a stakes race back on October 2nd at Laurel Park. So this horse is coming back and looking to go ahead and get their third win in a row. The horse is 2 for 2 lifetime. So that's where this horse is going to get a lot of love at. But buddy, you're at Delmar today. This is a whole different track from Laurel Park and Ellis Park. It's going to be much better competition here as well too. So we'll see how it goes. Ready Perform should be in the group, and it should be something that people do get excited about. But there are no guarantees with this horse today, and I think that this horse should not be overbet at all. You know what I mean? Let's try to make sure it's at 3-5. 3-5 is it's not a great number, but it's much better than the 1-2s and the 1-5s and the 1-9s. So pretty much if that horse does get into the 1-2 in that category I just mentioned, then you might want to be looking somewhere elsewhere, because that could be a big trap spot for a lot of us, especially in a race too, and especially when you're trying to get through the early first few races of the early pick 5 as well too. So it is what it is, and we move forward from there, and we have ourselves race 3, which is going to be over at which is going to be the Golden State Juvenile Fillies. And we have ourselves in this race. We had 10 horses, but we had 2 scratch out. So now we have 8. Rose Maddox and At the Spot both scratched out. And most likely will probably be showing up Sunday or something like that in, a different type of race. So when I look at the group here, I'm very familiar with It's Simple. It's Simple is a brilliant horse. I saw this horse win on debut live at Santa Anita, and I was very impressed with what I saw on this horse, even though they didn't give this horse much. And when I was talking to the insiders and everything, they said, well, maybe the horse might need a race. No, the horse won in fine fashion, looked very good doing it. And also it's a Nyquist filly as well too. So this horse is going to be written by a very familiar. This is going to be the Connections is a very familiar duo. Redham Racing is the owner, Doug O'Neill is the trainer, and Mario Gutierrez is the rider. So we all know the history between these three, and it's a very strong, very winning history. And this is a big day. And Mario and Doug and Redham Racing always love to show up on big days. It's Simple is a very, very good horse and a very fun horse to watch. I feel like if It's Simple gets out to the front, and it's first time in blinkers as well too, gets out to the front and literally doesn't look back and bests this field just like she did on debut. And that's the angle that I'm rocking with for It's Simple at 5-1. But this price will drop because people do know this horse is capable of going wire to wire on this field. We have Bold Choice, who's probably the best rated, who's probably the top rated horse in the race, has a hot trainer in Steve Knapp. Horse finished second last time out, lost by 3.5 lengths. over at Santa Anita, and it was much better. It was a better performance than the stakes that the horse had over at Del Mar back in September. So now the horse comes back around, builds some confidence. Yes, it was beaten in both races. The horse hadn't ran for a few years as well too. The horse was younger. This has nothing to do with anything. Horse did some trot racing back overseas, but that doesn't really play into this. But the two races that the horse has had here in America hasn't worked out very well. But the horse did show some life and show some good grit and showed that it could possibly be a stakes winner if you put the horse in the right spot. And knowing Steve Knapp, having Victor Espinosa here, he feels like this is the right spot. This is a grazing filly as well too that's owned by Weeks. Okay, so it's owned by the Weeks family. So there it is. Bold Choice will be in the second hole. We have Big Novel. Big Novel is going to be 3-1, and we have this horse is going to be trained by John Sadler, ridden by Jersey Joe Bravo. George Krikorian is the owner of the horse, and the horse did finish first last time out as a 6-5 favorite on October 2nd at Santa Anita. Now, the horse did break the maiden, but was already in a stakes race previously at Del Mar and finished third. So this is a strong spot because you know that Sadler will put his horse in a race like this because he knows that this horse can best this field. And that's why the horse is the favorite, 3-1. And there's a lot of things working out in this horse's favor. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But that horse will probably be a real bet down favorite as well, too. Bold Choice. And I'm sorry, Big Novel, actually. Sorry about that. Big Novel, the 3-horse. So that horse will be a horse that's probably going to be is going to get a lot of action. I think that could work against this horse as well, too. But once again, wide open race can go any way it wants to. We got Big Switch. Big Switch is going to be the 6th horse. This horse is going to be another John Sadler horse. And George Krikorian is the owner of this horse. And guess who's riding? Irad Ortiz. And Irad Ortiz is one of the best riders in the world. And this makes a whole lot of sense with 8-1 and everything like that. You know, this is the other horse in the race, but this may be the dangerous horse in the race as well too. When you look at Big Switch did win on debut at Santa Anita as a even money favorite, 6 furlongs. So the horse is set for the condition, and pretty much it was 6 furlongs, but the horse don't know no better. So pretty much the horse is 1 of 1, and Big Switch could be a big price if he's overlooked today. But knowing that it's a Sadler horse, he's going to get some love as well too, because it's Sadler, Irad Ortiz. So that 8-1 is probably the only time you'll see it is on this show today. But once we get there, it'll probably be dipping down to about 9-2, 5-1. I would say it probably goes off at the lowest 4-1. So we move on to race 4. And in race 4, we have ourselves a very good race today. In race 4, we got the Senator Ken Matty Stakes, which is a $200,000 turf race. That's a sprint. So I'm going to go with the horse by the name of Ambassador Luna. Ambassador Luna is 6-1 coming into the race. And I like the way that Ambassador Luna is setting up for the race. This horse is going to be ridden by Luis Saez and is trained by Ben Coburg. The horse did finish second last time out on a good turf track at Keeneland back on October 15th. So the horse doesn't have that long of a layoff. The horse is tried and true. So you like what you see here with this type of horse. You think that, and they said that horse had its best effort. I'm thinking that the trainer knows that the horse can improve upon that. That's why he put the horse in this spot to get themselves a nice little win over here in California. So I think that Ambassador Luna runs huge, and I think that the jockey gives the horse some more, love as well to something that is very, something that you can run with. So I like Ambassador Luna 6-1, looking good on the figs and looking good in the morning as well too. So let's see how it goes, see how it shakes out. But we will take the 6-1 Ambassador Luna. We have Aqua Seaform Shame. This horse is a horse for courses. This horse has been around the block a few times, and the horse last time it won though was back on early January of this year Horse won at 7-2 on the turf as well. So the horse's allowance, it was an allowance. So next time out, the horse finished dead last in the turf race. That was back in February. We haven't seen the horse since, and literally, this horse right now has been good at finishing within the money. And I think with the long layoff and the way that the horse ran over at Santa Anita, I think that this horse is actually going to be doubted today and is actually going to run huge today because of that. So I love the 8-1 on this horse. I think that works out. Richie Baltus is the trainer. Tyler Gaffin-Leon is going to be riding, and Calvin DeWin is the owner of this horse. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But we have the 4 here, Aqua C Form Shame. Then we have the 8-horse Superstition, Richard Mandela, Flavian Pratt. And I know a lot of people are like, why is that horse not on top? You usually always have your Flavian Pratt, Richard Mandela connection. Yes, I know I'm kind of tripping today, but still, I just think that this horse might be a little over betted, and because the connection, and this is a big field as well too. The horse, when it did win the stakes race, it was a minor stakes to be exact, but the horse did finish first in that race, and then went over to Kentucky Downs and actually went ahead and finished fourth in a $600,000 turf stakes as well. So this horse got some good pedigree to it. One is a favorite, 2-1, finished third, 2-1 in the stakes as well too, and also won a stakes at Santa Anita. So this horse has done very well at Santa Anita, but we'll have to see how the horse does here at Del Mar though, because Del Mar is a different beast, and the horse is actually 2 out of 3 at Del Mar as well too, and actually 3 out of 4 at Del Mar. So this horse is going to get a lot of money thrown on it, and we still have the horse in the group, and the horse is still a part of our and the horse is also still a part of our early pick 5 as well too. So this horse is going to be the horse to beat, but I think that there's an upset brewing here. And then we have AG Indy. AG Indy is going to be ridden by Umberto Rispoli, the turf master himself, and Doug O'Neill is going to be the trainer for this horse. R3 Racing is the owner. The horse finished second last time out, lost by a head over at Santa Anita. Then and last 2 times at Del Mar, the horse won back-to-back races, won a starter allowance at this same condition of 5 furlongs, and on both races as well too. Won a starter allowance and then won an allowance optional claimer. So the condition is very good for this horse. So we're gonna see how this one sets up, see how it goes, but it should be a very good little race here for us here and everything like that. So pretty much there it is with that. So we will move on from that real quick. So we have that in place, and I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But all in all, though, this should be a very good race. Now we go to race 5, and race 5 is going to be another Golden State Juvenile. So this is all Cowbreds going at it, and we're going to go with the horse by the name of Slow Down Andy. Slow Down Andy is a horse that reminds me of a little bit of Hot Rod Charlie. Hot Rod Charlie kind of started off it started off pretty good, but you didn't think much of him. And then when it was time to be in big races, that horse stepped it up big. So I expect that to happen today as well too, that where this horse does step it up pretty big today. So pretty much that's why I have Slow Down Andy here, because I liked what I saw with Slow Down Andy last time out, and I think that he will improve on that effort as well too. So that's why I'm going with him here, and he's a price as well too, but he won't be 5-1 when we get to the he probably will not be 5-1 by the time we get to the start of the race. But I think that he goes off at 7-2, no less than 3-1. So we'll see how it goes with Slow Down Andy, and hopefully he steps it up big today. Billy's Bet. Billy's Bet is another really good horse, and I think Billy's Bet should be right in the thick of things as well too. I think that this horse is has everything, has a good look. The horse has broke its maiden on first asking, And that's always a danger right there in a race like this. Even though it was a 5 furlong on the turf, they're now putting the horse in a dirt race at 7 furlongs. So, you look at this and you say to yourself, man, Billy's bets could probably be special today. And that's how I'm feeling. I think Billy's bet will be right there in the group to set up a nice, exacta, trifecta, superfecta situation for us. And then we have ourselves. I know cash flow. I know cash flow is going to be written by Flavian Pratt, trained by Peter Miller. Downstream Racing is the owner. This horse finished first last time out at Santa Anita, and also finished first time finished first over at Los Alamitos. This horse has won 2 out of 3 of its last 2 out of 3 of its first races, and actually debuted at Del Mar and finished third. So this horse is right in the thick of things as well too, and is a beautiful price. But these horses will probably get bet down because the connections as well too. I don't know about Billy's bet will probably be a little bit higher, than the 8-1 because people were probably going to overlook this horse, and at the lowest probably 6-5 or 6-1. But I know cash flow will probably go off at 7-2, no lower than 3-1, in my opinion. So, because the horse has some credentials to it that look really, really good. And then you got Joker Boy. Joker Boy is going to be written by John Velasquez, trained by Brian Cornier, owned by Brown Jr., Lebhurst, and Klein. So this horse did finish first over at Del Mar in a stakes race, and then also broke the maiden over at Del Mar. So this horse does loom the big danger today, and there's every reason for this horse to be the seen as the morning line favorite. Makes a whole lot of sense. The horse has never lost at Del Mar, so that's what a lot of bettors will gravitate to, and that's something pretty big for this spot for this horse. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. But we have to remember it's all babies, so they still young here. So this is the Golden State Juvenile, and we'll see, because this will be seen as the California champion, and then this horse will be getting prepared to be put into those big races, those points races for the Kentucky Derby. So we'll see how this goes, see how it shakes out. But let's go ahead and look at our early pick 5 today, and we're going to go with the 4, 6, 11, and then we're going to go with the 1, 3, 8, 10, 2, 3, 4 in leg 3, 8, 9 in leg 4, and then the 3, 4, 11 in leg 5. Yes, it's a $162 investment, but still, it's Breeders' Cup Day. You got to spend a little bit of money to make money today because you got nothing but big odds, so you can overspend today. It's okay. I know I usually have lower amounts, but you can spend some money today. You'll be fine, okay? So with that, we'll be right back with the Breeders' Cup at Del Mar special. And this is Horsin' Around, presented by Stable Duel. And I'm your host, the one and only Pop DBICD Primetime Kappa. And I'll be right back at you.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
All right, we are back with Horsing Around, presented by Stable Duel, and we're about 3 minutes away from the first race of the day. I'm just tweeting out the stuff for people who might not be watching the show right now who want to get that. So just bear with me just for a few seconds. But yeah, once again, if you do not know where we're going for race 1, if you just joined the show, we're going to be we're rocking with the 6, 4, 11, 9 combination. If you box it up, it'll be 4, 6, 9, 11, and this is going to be, and we're going to rock with Notre Dame as our key horse in that spot. So be ready for that. And we move on to race 6, and race 6 is Breeders' Cup time. And we got the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Sprint Turf. This features a lot of horses from Europe. And I'm going to go ahead and take a European horse, and this horse is going to be Armor. Armor looks really good. Armor might be one of the highest rated horses at the track today. Has got good pedigree, good figs as well. I think that Armor will wind up being huge in this group. The horse won at the same condition um, in Great Britain against a large field as well too. And I think the horse is going to really appreciate the turf, firm turf of of Del Mar. So we'll see how it goes. And I know that you probably have the horse did win on soft, but I think that in this race, the horse has been off for a good period of time, has gotten to know, some things, been out here as well too. And I think that this horse is tried and true. So why not? Ryan Moore is the trainer. Richard Hannon is the jockey. I like Armor a lot. 6-1 reminds me of and we'll talk about it in a second because this horse's Philly is actually running today as well too. So I'll tell you guys a story when we get to it. Now we got Averly Jane. Averly Jane, trained by Wesley Ward, who's red hot right now. Tyler Gaffleone is riding, and this horse is going to be owned by Hat Creek Racing. Hat Creek Racing. So this horse is actually awesome. This horse is 4 for 4 and won 3 stakes races out of those 4 races. But this horse did this at Keeneland, and this horse is ran at Keeneland, Churchill Downs, and Saratoga. So the horse is a traveler, and this horse is the horse to beat. Most likely, this horse will be a 1-5, 3-2, 3-5, something of that nature. This horse is going to get absolutely bombarded at the window, but that's where you run into some trouble because the horse is in a big group today. But once again, this will be the horse to beat. But I like Armor just a bit more because I think that this horse will really take to the track and really like it as well too. And then we have Twilight Gleaming. Twilight Gleaming, who's 4-1. And this horse has been an absolute beast overseas as well too. The horse rides and the horse has been back and forth actually as well too. The horse did actually win as a 3-5 and broke the maiden over at Belmont, and then the horse went back over to France and won the Duel at 3-5 in a stakes race. So Twilight Gleaming, Wesley Ward, Irad Ortiz Jr. This is a pretty good duo. Then you got Stone Street Stables as the owners. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to throw this horse into the group because this horse should not disappoint today. It should be in the money somewhere. And, it should be able to help out the exotics as well, too, the superfecta, trifecta, exacta situation. And then we have Twilight Jet. Twilight Jet is in the one hole. Twilight Jet is looking really good in the morning. Is trained by Leigh Roche. And then we have Michael O'Callahan riding this horse. So we'll see how this one goes. But we got another Euro here, and I like the Euro, and I think that we'll go ahead and we can actually bust out a nice superfecta if these 4 horses come home. So we move on. Let's go ahead and talk about the juvenile fillies. The juvenile fillies, a $2 million, 8.5 furlong race, and this race is very formful in my opinion. You have 6 horses here, but you got 3 horses here that are downright favorites compared to the other 3. Even though you don't discredit the other 3 horses, it is what it is at the end of the day. It's the smallest field, it's the smallest group. So usually when you run into this situation, you will tend to go to the favorite. Now, Echo Zulu is a tough horse to beat. Echo Zulu has 3 starts, 3 wins, 2 stakes, and they were big stakes races as well too. Echo Zulu is seen to be a horse that should be able to just crush this group because the horse won for fun last time out in a grade 1 over at Belmont. So this horse is going to get all the love, all the attention at the window. This is definitely going to be a 1-9 horse. And I think that a lot of us have to understand Echo Zulu is the horse to beat and will probably be a lot of people's best bet of the day as well, too. But we're going to rock with Juju's map. I like Brad Cox in this spot. This seems like a Brad Cox pitcher at the Breeders' Cup, which is becoming very common. And last time out, the horse won it, a grade 1 over at Keeneland. I would say that race was a bit better, and I would say that this horse is in good form right now as they come to Del Mar. And the horse did break the maiden over at Ellis Park, but the horse has never not been the favorite as well, too. So the horse is very high, is a high-end horse. I think that Brad Cox and Florent Giroux are always a good combination, and this is a spot where they usually hit at. So that's why I'm taking them as our key horse today. Then we got Tarabi, who's the highest rated horse in the race, but Tarabi was successful on debut, but the horse has not been seen since September 5th when it finished second in a stakes race. So this horse does loom the big danger and is the price horse here too. So this could work out in so many different ways, but I think at the end of the day, though, it's going to come down to the 5 and 6, and I think that our 2-horse Hidden Connection will be dueling it out with our 4-horse. So that's why I feel like this could be a locked in, superfecta for us today as well too. You got Hidden Connection horse that finished first both times out as well too. Calhoun is the trainer for this horse. The horse did very well in their race over at Churchill Downs. It was a 8.5 as well. So this horse is confident coming into this one, and did have a monster win in that race as well too. And so this horse will get a lot of love at the window as well. Probably will actually overtake Juju's Map as the second favorite as well too when you start looking at the figures and things like that. Even though you got the Brad Cox situation, you look at what Hidden Connection did last time out, and it gets you excited. So we move on to our next topic in hand. It's going to be the juvenile Phillies turf, and we're going to go with another price horse here, Cachette, and Cachette is a Irish bred as well too. Louis Saez is riding. George Bougie is going to be the trainer. Now the horse did finish third last time out over at Newmarket in Great Britain. This was back in October. Horse also finished second at that same track as well, too, back on September 24th. And the horse ran over at Ascot, finishing third out of 6 horses in that group as well, too. So, the horse does have some experience, and it won on debut as well at 9-2. So it has a lot of races, for this group. It hasn't showed up in the winner's circle. It's on 1 for 7, but still, the horse literally 71% of the time is in the money. Now, this is a good day for this horse to run its best race. I think that the weather is right, the timing is right, and you have the right jockey. I feel like we get ourselves some money in race 8, and that's why I'm taking Cachette. And then I have Missing Scene. And Missing Scene is going to be written by Osen Murphy trained by Osen Murphy, and is going to be written by James Ferguson. The horse did finish first back on August 28th and July 2nd back in Great Britain. The July victory was at Haydock Park, and the August victory was over at Goodwood in race 2. So this horse right here actually stepped it up and won a huge race at Goodwood. Then went to Newmarket, finished 4th in a grade one, in a group 1, and pretty much now the horse has been sent over here to build on that. And horse wins the first 2 times out, and kind of loses the way that this horse loses. Either it's going to get real mad and confident and try to best this group today, or it's just going to keep losing. But I think Missing Scene is going to run a good race today as well. Got a good price. It's coming from the Lucky 13 hole as well too, and could possibly just mess some things up a little bit. But I think that this horse is going to be really good today, and I think that this is a good spot. And I always like to have these horses on the outside as well too, just to see what we can do with them. Then we have California Angel, who's the 14 horse. Rafael Bejarano, former West Coast jockey, he's back east now, is riding this horse, but he's familiar with Chrome because he did. I think he did ride. Well, no, he never rode Chrome, but he rode against Chrome. So pretty much you got this horse that just won over at Keeneland in a grade 2. This horse is is and beat 13 horses as well. So when you look at that's what I judge a lot of things on is on the field the horse was in, and the horse's class is just amazing because the horse actually has never ran in a race that was less than $127,000 because the horse also made his debut over at Kentucky Downs and won at 25-1. And then over at Keeneland won at 17-1. So this horse is used to winning at a price. So this 8-1 number right here, that's a good number. But man, this horse may go ahead and do something really, really crazy today and have a very good story for all of us to go ahead and be excited about. And then we have Hello You, and Hello You is going to be trained by David Lugnane, and John Velasquez is the jockey for this horse. This is an Irish bred as well, too. The horse won last time out over at Newmarket on September 24th. So this horse comes into this with some class, and it was a Group 2 as well, too. And the latest and the way the horse is clocking right now, this horse should be right there in the thick of things as well, too. So that's going to be our group for the juvenile Phillies turf. And we move on to the big enchilada itself, the TVG Breeders' Cup Juvenile. This will settle who's going to be the best 2-year-old on the planet and who's going to get the first line of favoritism when it comes to the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to go with Baffert's other horse in this race. Why? As I explained on Mike Abadir's show yesterday, you got Pinehurst here, who's 2 for 2. The horse won a grade 1 last time out over, and the horse is only ran at Del Mar. This horse has been off since September, and literally, so this horse has been off the last 60 days, pretty much. And the horse looked really good in that in both of these races. Now I know that this isn't the Baffert big horse because it does have a big ownership group, and I'm not talking about just one owner. They got the horse got like 10. So this horse is going against its stablemate as well too, Barossa. So these folks that own the horses, they pretty much said you take both of them with you because Barossa did break maiden last time out over at Santa Anita on the 15th of October. So they're just riding a hot hand on a horse they feel that can be in the group. But Corniche is the one here. So, Corniche is another horse that won both of their races, one at Del Mar, one at Santa Anita. So this horse has always been a favorite and always been a monster favorite at that as well, too. But the horse didn't win by much last time out. And I think that when you have a buddy with you, a horse that is training with you in the morning and things of that nature, this can wind up being a Baffert duel down the stretch. And I think Pinehurst with John Velasquez riding, I think the more confidence is in Pinehurst. But the big money that's been spent is on Corniche because Corniche's owner is an owner that has a lot of money, and that's going to be Speedway Stables. So this horse, and then you bring in Money Mike Smith, so he's very confident in both horses. But John Velasquez is an East Coast jockey, so when he requests John Velasquez to be on that horse, and John Velasquez was his jockey for the Kentucky Derby this year, I have more confidence in Pinehurst. Then we got Papa Cap. Papa Cap is another horse that won over at Del Mar, and you just can't overlook this horse. The horse did win one of my favorite races, the Best Pal Stakes, and the horse did win their first 2 races as well. One on debut, then came over to California and ran very well, and wound up winning the Best Pal. Now, the horse stuck around California for a bit. Marcassi horses go everywhere, but sometimes they stick in California for a bit. Horse finished fourth in the horse finished fourth in the horse finished fourth in the other stakes race over at Del Mar, then wound up finishing second in the 2-year-old stakes over at Santa Anita back on October 1st. So the horse is good. The horse fights. The horse does what it has to do. Papa Cap has won here on first asking. So I think he'll be very, very keen to the track. And then his daddy Gunrunner, who's another great horse, is pretty much that's in the pedigree. And then you got Scat Daddy lineage as well too. Papa Cap has to be taken seriously. 15-1 is a great price, but we won't get it. It'll probably be 10-1, 9-1 at by the time we get to the gate. And then we got Command Performance. Command Performance is the 10 horse here, and going to be ridden by Irad Ortiz, trained by Todd Pletcher. And Union Rag is a Union Rags coat, and Tappet lineage. Tappet's your granddaddy, and horses ran twice, but is finished in is second twice. So this is a confidence boost for the horse. And I think that this is the trainers thinking this is the trainer convincing the owner that they have something up under the hood, but we just couldn't get what we wanted over at Saratoga or Belmont. But let's take the horse to the West Coast, and maybe the track might be a little different for Commander Performance, who did have to run on a muddy track on debut. So that's that sometimes that's a real miss sometimes. But when you have an 0-2 horse coming into a stakes race like this one, you don't overlook that horse. Something's going on with this horse to where they are very confident that this horse could win this race. So that's why I'm rocking with the idea that Command Performance could be right here with the top horses. So let's go ahead and get to our finale of the day. And they switched it around this year because that Del Mar is more famous for the turf. And that's why, it seems like they have the juvenile turf as the final race. And I think that is just a way better race because there's way more horses here as well, too. So pretty much what we're doing here in race 10, we had now you had Ready to Perform, and you had Detroit City. Those horses have been scratched out, so we don't have them here. But Ready to Perform, I thought we had Ready to Perform in another race here earlier. I might have not have mentioned it, but regardless, though, Ready to Perform was going to be in this race, but scratched out is in another race here, and pretty much is in the I think it's race 8 or race 7. Ready to Perform. All right, sure. Let's just go ahead and stick to what we got because Ready to Perform is in these earlier races. So McKinnon is going to be our horse here. Doug O'Neill trainee. This horse is red hot. Is winner of their last 3 in a row. Has won 3 out of 5 as well too, and is placed 80% of the time as well. Now the horse won at Del Mar back to back and broke the maiden at Del Mar, and then won a stakes race at Del Mar, and then went to Santa Anita on October 3rd and went ahead and won another stakes race. So this horse, McKinnon, is a very, very fun horse, and the lineage of this horse is absolutely tremendous. You have American Pharoah, your daddy, and your grandpa, Scat Daddy, and I know American Pharoah wasn't a turf horse. He did his damage on the dirt because he's a Triple Crown winner and Breeders' Cup winner, the only Grand Slam winner ever, and he did his dirt. He did his business there, but his son has won on nothing but turf. You know what I mean? The turf has been much better for this horse, and they got big plans for this horse as well too. So I think that this horse can probably do dual surfaces, but for now, they're just going to keep this horse on the turf. And I think that McKinnon gets us a monster win today on the turf for Dougie O'Neill with JJ Hernandez riding. And then we have Tiz the Bomb. And let me go ahead and tell you about Tiz the Bomb. Tiz the Bomb's father hit a bomb was a horse that I actually betted back over at the first Keeneland Breeders' Cup, and that horse was 9-2. And it was coming from overseas as well too, and I think it was a Aiden O'Brien horse as well. And that horse came out the 14 hole and actually had one of the best finishes I ever seen in a race because it was a blanket finish where you got like 6 horses at the finish line at the same time, and he was able to edge him out on that what people consider is a terrible outside hole in the 14. So Tiz the Bomb, this is just a hunch play, and I can't leave a horse that made me some good money child out of the same race that their father won. So, well, actually, it was the sprint. It wasn't the full juvenile. Um, but tis the bomb. You're in the two hole. You loom a danger. Let's see how it goes. Tis the bomb. I would say don't sleep on this horse. This horse has won their last three in a row as well too. And any horse that wins at Kentucky Downs, you have to take that horse very seriously. Won at 6-1 over at Kentucky Downs, then came back around, won at 5-2 over at Keeneland. Has won two stakes races back to back after breaking the maiden over at Ellis Park back on July 2nd. So tis the bomb. Let's see how it goes. And tis now is its granddaddy. Then we have Portfolio Company. Portfolio Company is going to be the 10 horse. This horse is a Chad Brown trainee, and we can't really sleep on Chad. You know what I mean? Chad usually goes to the Breeders' Cup and gets two of them. It's good if you get one of them, but this guy usually gets two of them. So he's not he's not over doing it though this year. He's not putting in like three horses, because usually that's why Chad Brown has been so successful, because he's able to have multiple horses in a lot of these fields. But the horse has only won once, and the horse that was back over at Saratoga, and the horse broke its maiden, and the next two times the horse was 2-1, but wound up finishing second in short fields. Now, this is a bigger field today, so the horse will like the field. And then when you put Flavian Pratt on a turf horse for Chad Brown, that's danger in my mystical voice, and you cannot leave that horse out the group. So I'm taking the 6-1 on Portfolio Company to be a part of our top horses as well, too. And then we got Dubai Legend, and this is going to be the 13 horse who's seen as the favorite, and actually it's the 14 horse. So disregard that part right there. That is going to be our 14. That's going to be the 14 horse right there. Is going to be Dubai Legend, and so the horse is 4-1, and the our 5 horse for this portion is going to be a horse by the name of Grafton Street. Grafton Street is going to be the 11 horse, and this horse is going to be a Mark Cassie. Is Mark Cassie trained? Tyler Gaffleon is going to be riding. Warfront is the sire, and then Galileo is the granddaddy. And John Manier is the owner for this horse. But this is a good 5, and this could wind up being a monster super high 5. You box it for 60. If we get all 5 of these horses in, then we should be good to go. And remember, it's not the 13 horse, it's the 14 horse. Okay, so the Bywee is the 14 horse. So there it is. There it is. Now let's go ahead and move on to our late. Let's move on to the late pick 5. I'm going to go ahead and take 1, 6, 7, 8 in leg 1. We're going to go with 5, 6 in leg 2. Then I'm going to expand the roster a little bit. 1, 3, 6, 13, 14 in leg 3. And then in leg 4, we're going to go 4, 9, 12. And then we're going to finish up with the 4 and the 6 here in the late pick 5. And then for our late pick 4 ticket, we have the 2, 4, 5, 6, the 3, 13, 14, the 4, 9, 12, and the 4, 6, 1, 4, which is a $54 investment. And yes, I know I spent a lot on both the pick 5 and the pick 4. But once again, as I said before, it is Breeders' Cup Day. So you can't sleep on Breeders' Cup Day. You have to do the right thing and go with and spend a couple extra dollars if you are even trying to even be in the mix to win one of these big pots, because these exotics and these horses, there's going to be millions of dollars betted today. So just prepare yourself. And the show went a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but at the end of the day, it's all good, because I'm going to still be posting all my races throughout the day as well too. But I just want to go ahead and explain it to you, and we'll be back tomorrow with day 2, and I'll be a little bit earlier tomorrow. I think I'm going to start the show about no later than 10 o'clock tomorrow, so we can be right in the queue of things, because as we all know, the card does get started very early. It's probably going to get started about 11, no later than 11:30 tomorrow, because they're going to have at least, I think, 13 races in total tomorrow, because they have a lot of races. So there it is. That is Horsing Around Breeders' Cup at Del Mar. I'm telling you, it's going to be an epic weekend. And I know a lot of horse racing insiders, a lot of the horse racing Twitter and all that good stuff are down in San Diego for that. And you quite possibly might see your boy DiBiase down there as well too. But we got to work some things out. It's kind of a short notice situation. I'm kind of juggling two things: either the fight, or either the Breeders' Cup, or just be like, or just relax and watch both from the friendly confines. So pretty much, we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. I hope you are too. And once again, this is Horsing Around Breeders' Cup at Del Mar, day 1, presented by Stable Duel. And I'll be back to you tomorrow. You guys be good. And let's go ahead and make a whole lot of money today on day 1 of the Breeders' Cup. All right? I'm gone.